the vlog. It's been a long while and that is basically because I'm done with my degree now. I'll put a picture of me handing in my final design report somewhere on this screen, but basically recently I've not had time to vlog, I've not had time for social media because I've been just non-stop working on my final project. I'm in 4th year of architecture, studying architecture at the University of Bath, and when you finish the degree, the last project is basically the most important for getting you your grade. And I think the 2 weeks before the hand-in of that report, I slept 3 hours a night. Like, I just wasn't sleeping, I was working 24/7, had no time to vlog, let alone edit the vlogs, post them. I didn't have anything to film. So yes, life has been very crazy, but I'm done. I've come out the other end of it and I'm very happy and proud of myself, and given that all goes well, I will be graduating in July, so I'm really looking forward to that, you know, wearing the hat and the gown and just that feeling of accomplishment that I'll have my Bachelor of Science in Architecture. But now that I'm done with that and done with the work, I am very excited for the summer ahead. I'm going to have so much more opportunities to vlog and to travel, to do fun things. I'm so happy that I'm out of that stress and that difficult period of my life. And I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. And like I said, I'm going to have so much more free time now to just do the things that I didn't have time to do, like read, paint, play the piano and violin, just stuff that I haven't done in so long. And yes, so today I've come out, I'm on Bathwick Hill, I've taken out a lovely picnic blanket and I'm sitting here and reading and sunbathing a little bit because it's nice to just have my skin in the sun, you know, start to get a bit of summer colour. And I've been stuck inside on my computer for so long that every day now when I have the opportunity I'm trying to get outside. I'm reading this book which I have with me. It's called The Battle of Life, a Love Story by Charles Dickens, and this is actually a first edition. It's from 1846, which to me is just crazy. I feel like this should be in a museum or something, but there's this really good antique bookshop in my hometown in Essex, in Leigh-on-Sea, where I used to get a bunch of antique books, and this is one of the ones I found there, a real gem. Like I said, first edition Charles Dickens. I can't believe I own this from 1846. It literally blows my mind. But I'm only just starting it now. So far, the first few pages are very good, obviously. Charles Dickens, classic. But I can't tell you if I recommend it or not because like, I haven't really gotten into it yet. I've just started. But that's what I'm doing now, sitting. The fields are all beautiful yellow at the moment. I don't know if it's picked up on camera. But literally there's buttercups everywhere and it's just so beautiful, like it just looks yellow. So I'm sitting here kind of trying to get my legs into the sun a bit and sunbathe with this beautiful field of wildflowers, and also this is the reason I love Bathwick Hill the best. It's my favourite spot to sit outside in Bath because of this view. You get a skyline view of the city. And every time it just takes my breath away, it's so stunning. So I like to just sit and admire the view, listen to the birds, read, and yes, I'm feeling very relaxed right now and I'm very happy. Another purpose of me coming out up the hill today was to go to campus to pick up the wristband, because it's the wristband ticket for the summer ball on campus, which is at the beginning of June, which I'm really looking forward to because it's my first university event because of COVID and stuff. Before, I didn't really do much on campus. I know they do like Christmas balls and things, and then last year I was on exchange, but have the ticket for the summer ball and I'm really looking forward to it. The teaser videos make it look really good because there's basically like stalls and live music on campus and it's all decorated and it looks really beautiful. Hopefully I can get a bit of footage from that when I go because it'll be nice to look back on the memories, but I'm really looking forward to it. I already have a dress planned, although I'm a bit annoyed that the wristband is like this bright, shiny purple. I mean, this side's more grey, but I feel like they should have chosen a more neutral colour because this does not go with my dress. But it's okay. It's fine. No one will notice, it's just a wristband, and I suppose I could always take it off or like put it in my handbag or something when I'm there if I feel like it's clashing too much, but I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I have so many university events coming up. The summer ball, graduation. We also have an end of year show for the architecture students where we have put together this exhibition panel and we each get our own little space with the panel and our models that we've made, like 3D models, and it's a chance for everyone to just walk around and look at each other's work, for architects to come in and potentially give you business cards, you know, like thinking of the future. but it's really exciting. I can't wait to see everyone's work, and for people to see my work. I'm proud of my project, you know. It was great coming out the other end of it and seeing my ideas come to life, especially when you start producing the renders and 3D images of everything, because it's like, I imagined something in my head for so long, to see it coming to life. It's just, yeah, it was really nice. And I'm proud of my final project, because starting to study architecture, I was worried. I'm very much into traditional styles, and my taste is very traditional. But at architecture school, they kind of push a more modern, contemporary, thinking outside the box style. So I was worried that my final project wouldn't be me, but I've definitely made this me. The whole thing is inspired by William Morris and his ideology. And yes, I feel like it's definitely got that traditional touch to it. So I'm happy I was able to do that in the end. And yes, I just feel like, you know, the whole degree has gone so fast. I'll be moving on to study my master's in September. Yes, it's crazy, time, the concept of time. But anyway, yes, I'm lucky that now that the project's done, I have this beautiful weather and I can just enjoy my free time. And like I said, so much traveling coming up. I'm excited to share with you vlogging in countries I've never vlogged in before, and experiencing cultures, discovering cultures that I'm not really that familiar with. It'll be a lot of fun. Yes, I'm probably going to be heading off soon because I didn't bring any snacks or food, and it is now, what time is it? I'll check. 2:30 and I haven't had lunch, so I'm really hungry. So yes, I think it's time for me to head down and have some lunch. But yeah, I just wanted to show you my bookmark, because I just love this bookmark. I got this a few years ago while I was on holiday in France at this really beautiful lace making shop in the Loire. And yes, it's so beautiful. Whenever I see it, it makes me very happy. And I don't know about you, but one of my pet peeves is when people fold the corners of pages in books instead of using a bookmark, because I know this sounds silly, but I get like a sentimental attachment to my books. I don't want to damage them, so seeing people just willfully damage their books by folding the corners of the pages just makes me cringe inside. I am not someone who has many pet peeves, but that is one of them, people who fold the corners of pages. So I'm definitely a bookmark user, and this is one of my favourites. Also because the size is very small, so as you can see, it fits perfectly into this book, which is small, because sometimes the longer ones, like, they just stick out too much and they get damaged in my bag. But yes, this is the bookmark that I'm using, and it makes me very happy because whenever I see it, obviously it reminds me of my holiday there. But yes, I'm going to be heading down now, and also going down, I'm going to be listening to music, because I always listen to music as I'm walking up and down the hill, and probably I'll just let you know what I'm listening to at the moment, because that might interest you. But I've really been into Lana Del Rey. I only started listening to her music, I can't even remember when now, like November, December time. And since then I have been obsessed. Like now I'm literally just such a big Lana fan. Her music is so, I don't know, just beautiful. It's the only way to describe it. Beautiful, deep, meaningful, and really kind of nostalgic and vintage style, which I love. And the music that I listen to really ranges. Anyone who knows me knows that I listen to all types of music. Like, it ranges from classical to like reggaeton, Spanish, Latino music, Brazilian funk, French rap, Italian pop, Lana Del Rey, so like all sorts of styles depending on my mood. But that's what I'm listening to these past few days anyway, so I'll be putting her on as I'm walking down the hill. Her new album is just beautiful. I think my favourites from the new album are probably Paris, Texas, Fishtail, Let the Light In is also really good. And what's the other one called? Grandfather, Stand on the Shoulders of My Father, or something like that. Some of her songs have really long, weird names. I hope you can hear me over the wind. But yes, I'll be putting her on as I'm walking down back home for lunch. Things up because I'm going to do some baking today. So basically my sister is doing her A-levels at the moment, which are the kind of final school exams you do when you're 17, 18 years old in England, and she's been studying a lot and working very hard, and I thought, what can I do to cheer her up a bit and help her power through her studying? So I thought I'd bake something. You know, baking always makes people happier, and I was a bit stumped for inspiration, but then I saw this tray for Madeleines, which I got ages ago but I've never used, which, you know, shame on me, I have no excuse that I bought this tray and never got around to baking Madeleines. But I thought it would be the perfect opportunity because they're quite small, light. When it's summer you don't want something too heavy, so I thought this would be the perfect thing to bake and to try out the tray, obviously. And I found a recipe on the Marie Claire website. The recipe is a French recipe by the chef Cyril Lignac, who I'm not familiar with, but it seems like he's a very famous French chef. So I prepared the ingredients as per his recipe because it seems like it'll be quite a good recipe, but like I said, it's my first time trying this out, so it might be a failure, but you're going to be learning along with me at the same time. But it says that you need 80 grams of butter, which I prepared, 2 eggs, which as well, look how cute these eggs are. They're blue because they're Cotswold leg bar eggs. So they're my favourite ones to buy because the yolks are a beautiful orange colour, but also just the shells are very aesthetic. 60 grams of sugar, which I actually have 2 of these 30-gram sugar sachets, which I get at the Polish shop because they are, it's vanilla sugar, so they kind of infuse the sugar with a vanilla flavour. So instead of using vanilla essence, I prefer to use this vanilla sugar. And since they're in 30-gram sachets, I have 2 of these. And then it says to use 130 grams of flour, which I have prepared. And it says a sachet of baking powder, because in France you can buy sachets of already weighed out baking powder, but I searched online and it says that they're 11 grams, so I've got 11 grams of baking powder here. And then it says to use a teaspoon of milk, so I've got that prepared as well. So it seems like quite an easy recipe. Hopefully it will turn out well, we shall see. But yes, I'm going to start baking now. So to start, it says the first step is to melt the butter, so I'm going to put this into a pan and just put that on a heat to melt. Next, the recipe says to beat the eggs, so I'll go ahead and crack those. Into the bowl. And then whisk them. Okay, now that the eggs are kind of whisked together, I'm going to add in the sugar and whisk that in too. Now the recipe says to add in the teaspoon of milk, so I'll go ahead and do that. And then it says to add in the flour bit by bit and whisk that in as well. So I'll gradually add the flour in while I'm whisking. So I'll just sprinkle that in there. Then I'll also go ahead and add in the baking powder. And at this point, the last ingredient to add in is the melted and cooled butter. So once the butter had melted on the heat, I put the pan into some cold water, like a cold water bath, just to cool it down quickly, because I haven't got the time to wait around for it to cool down, but I'm going to add that in. And then I'm just going to mix that in as well. So the final result is a beautifully smooth and creamy cake mixture, which looks delicious. I just hope that the amount of baking powder I put in is correct, because it started bubbling a lot, and I'm worried that the sachets aren't necessarily as strong as baking powder you can buy in England, and 11 grams might have been a bit excessive. But well, this is an experiment, we'll see how it turns out, and if it's too much, then I will try again and let you know how much you're supposed to use, but we'll see. Hopefully it will turn out okay. And obviously if there's any French people who are watching this and have an amazing Madeleine recipe, don't hesitate to share it with me, write it in the comments or link it below, because I would like to perfect my Madeleines. I feel like it's something that in my lifetime I want to be good at doing, so this is attempt number 1. And the recipe also says to put in some lemon juice and lemon zest if you want lemon Madeleines, or alternatively to put in orange blossom water to flavour it, but I'm not going to do that because I put in the vanilla sugar and I just want vanilla Madeleines. What I am going to do is on some of them on the tray because my sister doesn't like lavender. I'm going to sprinkle on some lavender. So not all of them will be lavender flavoured. Oh, this smells so good, oh my gosh. But basically, I went to a lavender farm with my mum and we went and bought bunches of lavender when we were there and we dried it out in the sun and then we picked off the flower heads and put them in jars to use in cooking and baking and things like that. And they're still good to use because they're dried out. Oh, and it smells amazing. So I'm going to sprinkle this onto some of the Madeleines to make them lavender flavoured because I feel like that's quite a nice summery flavour and something a bit different and unique. And I thought lavender is underrated in cooking. In baking it's delicious, so I would recommend trying it out if you haven't before. So that's what I'm going to do. But what I have to do now is to butter the Madeleine tray so that the mixture doesn't stick to it. So I have some softened butter here which I'll just spread on with my fingers because I have washed my hands. And that will just go on like this. And then the recipe says to fill the mould about 3/4 of the way up with the cake mixture. So I will do that once it's all buttered. Okay, the recipe says you can use a piping bag to put the mixture into the tray, but I'm just going to use 2 teaspoons because I feel like that's easier and I'll just flatten it out with the teaspoons. But now that the tray is nicely buttered, I will proceed to put in the cake mixture. So the oven is already preheated to, well, on the recipe it says 200 degrees Celsius, but I know that the oven in this apartment is very strong, so I've preheated it to 180 because I know they will burn if I put it at 200. So you can put it at either 200 or 180 degrees Celsius depending on your oven. Okay, so the 3 that are left, I'll just take a kind of big pinch, 3 fingers, and sprinkle that along the bottom. So hopefully, when you turn the Madeleine the other way around, you see the shell will be like covered in lavender. Also, that will stop them going all crispy if they're exposed to the heat at the top. Okay, this is what the 3 with the lavender in look like. I don't know if that's too much or not, but again, I'm experimenting with this bake, so we shall soon find out. And then I will put the cake mixture on top of that. Okay, so this is what it looks like before baking. And I'm going to put it in the oven. Actually, I need to double check how long it says to bake it for. 13 minutes, that's very short. I suppose they ask more cakes. 13 minutes, okay. Put it in and check in with you in 13 minutes time. Okay, the time has come to taste one of the Madeleines. So I'm going to probably try one of the ones with lavender just because it's a bit more unique and I'm really eager to see how the lavender turned out. But it looks very pretty with the lavender on it. And like I said, they have a good rise. So we shall see if they're fluffy or not. For a first attempt, I would say they're pretty good. They're very fluffy. I don't know if you can see how fluffy that is, but it's delicious. And the lavender gives it such a lovely, unique flavour that's very summery. Like I would say these are perfect for a picnic or a summer tea party or a garden party just to have out for guests to take. I would say that was a success. I'm very happy with how they turned out. Like I said, it's my first time and I feel like with doing it more times, I'll definitely improve. But yeah, I will link the recipe down below if you want to try it out. Because it's very easy to follow and all of the ingredients that were on there I already had around the house. Like I didn't plan to bake today, I just kind of did. So it's definitely something anyone can try out at home. Obviously provided you have a mould to make Madeleines in. Although I suppose if you put these into like cupcake cases, just to make cupcakes, that would also work, and it's still a good recipe to use for that. So yeah, success! Hello, so it's another day and I'm actually in a different county in England today as I vlog, because I went home to Essex for the weekend and we've come on a day trip to Surrey, to the Surrey Hills, because it is such a beautiful part of England. The countryside here is stunning and it's one of our favourite spots. We used to come here all the time for walks. I used to come with my mum and my sister. I'm here with my mum today and we're walking around and the countryside is just so beautiful at this time of year. Lots of bikers in this part of England, but the lanes are just lined with cow parsley. There's just cow parsley everywhere, which is also known as Queen Anne's lace, which I think is a much more poetic name. There's some a bit here now, but I think I filmed some bigger areas of cow parsley, which I'll put the footage in this video, but it's just stunning. And the cottages as well, because the style of architecture is very different to the Cotswolds, where it's all that honey coloured limestone. Here is very much ceramic tiles which they put along the walls, and there's more timber frame construction. Very beautiful. I love all the crooked old houses. As we were driving here I was just gasping and like shrieking to my mum like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But it's nice to be back. It feels very nostalgic. Now again, as I pass, look at this. It's a little pond. But it's just so peaceful and it's nice to come out somewhere different. To feel like, you know, I'm escaping normal life a little bit, to be on holiday, almost holiday feeling. But yes, I'm just having a lovely sunny walk. The sun is so lovely and strong, and yes, just really enjoying the peace after all that work on my project recently. It's nice to just have that complete flip side from 24/7 working to just feeling calm and peaceful. What's so great about Surrey as well, and the Surrey Hills, is that there's lots of woodland, and this specific part of Surrey that I'm in, which is near Dorking, and there's a woods called the rhododendron woods, and I'll show you why now. So you see this bush, it's full of beautiful purpley pink flowers. It's a rhododendron bush. And basically the woods here are filled with rhododendron bushes, really mature ones, and as you walk you see all these bursts of colour out of the corner of your eyes. You're just walking and everywhere in the woods there's like bright pink, purple, white flowers, and it's the most stunning thing. And we're very lucky because normally rhododendron season is a little bit earlier, but this year it was later because the weather's just been a bit colder and it's full of rhododendrons, so we've come at the perfect time and I'm just seeing them everywhere and it makes me very happy. The thing I love about walking here is that the trees are so old and mature. Like, I don't know if the camera even shows or does justice to how tall the trees are, but they just tower above you. Because it's such an old woodland, the trees are so mature, and it's just, I love that feeling of being completely submerged, like you're so tiny. It's just so beautiful. Just look how stunning. Just all this colour in the middle of the woods, it's beautiful. Every time I see it, it takes my breath away. Hi, so now I'm climbing up Leith Hill to get to Leith Tower, which is this beautiful tower with a viewpoint over the Surrey Hills. It's an amazing view, but it's a very steep climb. There are so many steps and they're really crooked, like these really crooked wooden steps that have dirt infill, and as you can hear I'm pretty out of breath from climbing them. So I have a long way to go, but trust me, the view will be worth it in the end, and I'll show you the tower and the view. But yes, a real workout. Hi, so I'm editing the vlog now and I just realised I never filmed an outro or ended the vlog. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel to join me on more adventures, because like I said, I have so many more exciting trips coming up very soon, which I can't wait to share with you. So be subscribed to the channel to make sure you see those vlogs when they come out, and I will see you next time. Bye!